You hear a loud crash from the hallway. You walk in to find your favorite ceramic vase shattering across the hardwood floor. Sitting right next to the mess is your cat. Their head is tucked low, their body is hunched, and they are giving you a textbook expression of absolute guilt. It is easy to assume they are apologizing, but biological research proves cats do not feel remorse. That look you are seeing is actually pure fear. To accurately read your animal and resolve the standoff, we need to apply the feline de-escalation protocol. This is a definitive 3-step method to correctly manage the conflict. Mastering this protocol allows you to stop acting as an unintentional threat and instead become a proactive, science-based protector of your pet. Step 1 starts before you even move toward the mess. Diagnosing the situation requires you to stop and observe your cat's physical cues from a distance. Look at the top of their head. You will notice their ears are pinned back and flattened tightly against their skull. Next, examine their stance. They will adopt a low, crouched body posture and wrap their tail tightly inward to minimize their physical footprint. In the wild, drawing attention during a vulnerable moment is dangerous. This compact posture is an evolutionary reflex designed to make the cat look as small as possible to a perceived predator. Animal behaviorists define this specific threat-reducing body language as an appeasement posture. Your cat is not reacting to their past action of breaking the vase. They are trying to survive the immediate threat of your current anger. Step 2 happens entirely in your own head. It is an internal cognitive filter you must apply before you react to the broken object. Take a look at this model of a feline brain. A cat simply does not possess the neurological architecture required to process complex social emotions. This means secondary emotions like shame, guilt, and remorse are completely absent from their operating system. Instead, their behavior is governed by primary survival emotions. They experience immediate reactive states like sudden joy or acute fear. Furthermore, their perception of time keeps them anchored in the present moment. They cannot logically connect the past event of knocking over a vase to a delayed punishment. Because expecting remorse completely contradicts their biology, directing human anger at a cat is entirely useless. Now we move to step 3, the active phase. Here, you must intentionally neutralize your own threatening body language. Looming over your cat with hands on your hips mimics the posture of an attacker. This downward perspective actively triggers a profound predatory fear response. To correct this, take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders to reduce physical tension and uncross your arms. Next, lower your physical height. Crouch down to your cat's eye level and slightly avert your gaze to avoid aggressive eye contact. Actively softening your physical posture is the only reliable way to communicate safety to an animal operating entirely on present-tense survival instincts. Step 4 is the final resolution phase. At this stage, verbal communication is ineffective, and the process relies entirely on scent. This step requires complete inaction on your part. You must wait patiently in your crouched position for your cat to initiate contact. Eventually, they will approach you and rub their forehead against your hand or your shin. This is known as the chemical olive branch. This animated diagram illustrates the biological mechanism at work. By headbutting you, the cat is mixing its pheromones with your own to re-establish a bonded group scent. Do not pull away or reject this action. Denying them the opportunity to leave this scent mark will only prolong their anxiety. Willingly accepting this invisible chemical mark is the definitive biological signal that the threat has passed and household peace is restored. By diagnosing the posture, checking your assumptions, and adjusting your stance, you successfully transition a tense, fearful mishap into a calm, scientifically resolved state. Discarding the false myth of human guilt completely prevents the unnecessary, prolonged emotional traumatization of your innocent animal. Replacing frustration with applied behavioral science directly and permanently strengthens the bond you share. Have you ever misread your cat's appeasement posture as an apology? Share your story in the comments below. True empathy for our pets requires the discipline to meet them on their own cognitive terms, rather than projecting our own.
You spend $50 on a beautiful multi-level cat tree, carefully set it up in the living room, and your cat completely ignores it. Instead, they spend the next 3 days sitting inside the cheap shipping box it came in. Most owners laugh this off. We snap a picture, post it online, and call our pets quirky, weird, or stubbornly ungrateful. Inside that cardboard box, your cat is performing a deeply ingrained biological ritual to regulate an overwhelmed nervous system. To a feline, the modern human home is an exhausting sensory landscape. The constant movement, the loud appliances, and the shifting schedules create a chaotic environment for a creature wired for absolute predictability. When we laugh this off, we overlook a vital signal of internal distress. Identifying the triggers that drive them into these enclosed spots reveals exactly what we must change to protect them. Underneath that soft fur is a creature balancing two conflicting biological identities. In the wild, cats are fierce predators, but they are also vulnerable prey. Every decision they make inside your house stems from this paradox. As predators, they instinctively seek out hidden places to stalk from. A box provides a concealed tactical advantage, giving them a safe vantage point to observe the room without being seen. This diagram illustrates their deeply ingrained prey instinct. Out in the open, a cat is exposed to 360 degrees of potential threats, keeping their internal threat detection system highly active. But watch what happens as the cat moves into a square enclosure. Suddenly, all 4 sides are covered. Nothing can attack from the flank or sneak up behind them. By establishing one secure line of sight, they finally turn off their vigilance and rest. This brings us to a strange habit. Why do they often insist on squeezing into a container that looks 3 times too small, folding their limbs into impossible angles just to fit? When a cat wedges their body into a tight space, the pressure of the walls against their sides creates a physical hugging sensation. This intense physical pressure directly calms their nervous system, mirroring the exact same swaddling effect that comforts human babies. Squeezing into a tiny box is a literal form of self-directed physical therapy. They use the tight space to treat their own acute anxiety. Looking at this wireframe layout of a living room, you can see how your cat actually navigates your house. Those glowing nodes represent an invisible scent map, built by rubbing their cheeks on specific furniture to claim the territory and establish familiarity. Humans view strict routines as boring. To a feline, a predictable environment is the highest form of safety. When you do a deep spring cleaning or wash their blankets, you erase that map. To your cat, their home instantly becomes cold, disorienting, and hostile. In the wake of this territorial disruption, a cardboard box becomes an emergency micro-environment. It is a small, confined space that they can rapidly re-scent and bring back under their control. Beyond the physical landscape, cats must navigate a far more complex invisible layer, your emotional state. Research has documented a direct correlation between human hostile vocalizations and immediate, measurable spikes in feline cortisol levels. Because they cannot fix your stress, their survival instinct tells them to retreat. The box acts as a sensory deprivation chamber, allowing them to physically block out chaotic sights and dampen the loud sounds of human emotional overload. When the wider house becomes physically disrupted or emotionally toxic, that tiny cardboard square serves as their only reliable shield against our overwhelming footprint. We can use this biological data to actively curate stress-free zones within our own homes. You can start by leaving a few designated scent-mapped blankets completely unwashed during deep cleaning days so your cat retains a familiar anchor. You can also actively manage your vocal volume in the core rooms where they spend the most time. This floor plan shows the optimal placement for an enclosed cat bed. Tucking the box into a low-traffic corner provides quiet, while still offering a clear, unobstructed sightline straight toward the room's main entrance, satisfying their predatory need for visibility. It is easy to feel a sting of rejection when you look across a dimly lit room and see your cat curled up in an isolated box instead of sitting on your lap. You have to reframe how you see this isolation. They are honoring their wild instincts and swaddling their own anxiety. This is a necessary survival mechanism. Giving them the space to do so is the greatest gift you can offer. Resisting the urge to intrude and allowing a tiny predator to find absolute peace in a chaotic world is the ultimate unspoken expression of cross-species trust.
Most owners assume a cat chooses a spot to sleep simply because it's soft. We observe them dropping into a deep sleep on a textured blanket and brush it off as a quirky preference for physical comfort. But out in the wild, sleep is a biological necessity that carries an immense physical risk. For a solitary animal, closing their eyes to rest means exposing themselves to fatal ambush. This flowchart illustrates what biologists call the predator-prey duality. It categorizes the domestic cat as both an apex predator and vulnerable prey. Because they operate as both hunter and hunted, their brains are hardwired into an inescapable state of hypervigilance, even with eyes closed. Apply that biological blueprint to a modern home, and the living room sofa takes on a new context. Every nap location inside a house is actually a highly calculated risk assessment of the surrounding environment. An indoor cat's chosen sleeping position is the unfiltered metric of their psychological safety. Where they rest is the clearest indicator of exactly how much they trust you. Let's examine cats that entirely refuse ground-level rest, favoring high vantage points like bookshelves or the tops of tall cat trees. Elevated positions provide a distinct tactical advantage. From near the ceiling, a cat secures a superior line of sight, allowing them to continuously monitor potential threats across their core territory. This vertical retreat occurs when the floor unpredictable elements like automatic vacuums, pacing dogs, or young children overstimulate a cat's nervous system, driving them up to find stability. If your cat chooses to sleep in an entirely different room than you, they are reacting to a different kind of environmental disruption. Erratic human sleep schedules or restless tossing and turning signal danger to a hyper-alert animal. Distant sleeping does not equal a broken bond. The cat is prioritizing the strict environmental predictability our biology requires to safely achieve 8 hours of vulnerable rest. Then there is the foot of the bed sleeper. This position acts as a strategic compromise between connection and survival. This diagram shows the exact mechanics behind that choice. By projecting a geometric overlay onto a standard bedroom layout, we see a clear, direct line of sight and travel path from the foot of the bed straight out an open doorway. The cat remains close to their trusted human while keeping a completely unobstructed escape route. During the day, this strategy shifts. You stand up from your desk or the couch, and within seconds, your cat steals your seat. Cats possess a high baseline body temperature, hovering between 100 and 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. They actively seek out the residual human body heat left in those cushions to conserve their own energy. Soft furnishings also absorb your unique scent. Because a cat's olfactory system is highly sensitive, sitting in your exact scent footprint chemically calms their nervous system. These mid-tier sleep spots represent a cat actively merging their tactical survival needs with a deep biological reliance on your protective presence. The absolute pinnacle of feline vulnerability occurs when a cat chooses to fall into a deep, unconscious sleep directly on their owner's chest. In this position, the animal willingly abandons every tactical advantage. They ignore blind spots and completely block their own physical escape routes. This animated chart visualizes a phenomenon known as biological synchronization. It plots two side-by-side data lines, human body heat and heartbeat rhythm on one side, and a cat's sleep state on the other, syncing into a parallel wave pattern. The cat uses the steady external warmth of the human chest to regulate their own dropping temperature during sleep cycles. The physical sensation of the owner's calm breathing and heartbeat directly signals the cat's survival brain to deactivate its threat response entirely. Chest sleeping is considered a severe behavioral anomaly. Millions of years of solitary survival instincts are deliberately overridden in favor of absolute surrender to a human. This deep trust often culminates in a specific morning phenomenon. The exact moment you open your eyes, your cat extends forward into a deep, tension-releasing stretch right next to you. That physical release happens because they spent the night instinctively standing guard. While you were in your own vulnerable state of unconsciousness, your cat maintained a level of protective vigilance. Biologists refer to this as the evolutionary paradox, the biological shift where a solitary wild predator transforms into a domestic guardian, actively protecting a completely different species. Every time a cat chooses to close its eyes near you, they are actively defying their own fear. It is the most honest expression of feline love. Pay attention to exactly where your cat decides to rest tonight. And if you want to uncover more of the hidden science behind your animal's behavior, tap the subscribe button.